The Superba family of machines has a button mechanism that allows us to select normal knitting, or tuck, circular knitting, and some combinations. It's very handy and very effective, but if the buttons won't stay engaged, it's useless, and that happens sometimes on older machines. So we're going to investigate that today to help out a friend who's having that exact problem. You do not actually have to take the cover off of the carriage to work on this. We did because we wanted to see a little bit more, and that's another movie.
Each one of the buttons has its own spring, just like on a brother machine. And I give you a little example of each one there. Now, if you'll notice, one side, and it's got its own spring here also. This is the other side. You can do them both at the same time, and you notice it's got its own spring too. Now we'll clear, and then the center button,
which is the tuck button.
Right, and you'll notice it moves this plate, and it's got its own spring right there.
And you should be able to depress tuck and circular, which is the farthest left to you, together.
There you go.
And that would be giving us fisherman's rib.
All right, let me turn this over and watch this plate right here when I press the release.
So what's going on if the buttons won't stay where you put them?
All right, see that little triangle right there?
Mm-hmm.
When it's in this position, watch what it does. It pushes past it. It slides back. So the spring load for this plate may not be working properly. But there's another little triangle here and another little triangle here. So when I push this, see how the plate moved down the hypotenuse of the triangle, and then it sprung back so that it catches.
And where is the spring that controls that?
We'll flip it over and see if we can find it.
This is close to impossible to see. We could only see it when we shined a flashlight in.
So you'll need to shine a light in there. You need to see that spring. It could be missing or broken. And I would start with some lubricant in there too. In that slot right here.
Now can you do some moving?
All right, this is the clear button, and you'll notice it moves this plate. Now each button has a tang right there, right there, right there in the center of the button, as does the clear button. But here's the difference. If this tang moves down, it'll get caught in that slot right there. And I'll do it for you. See, the plate slipped back, but this stays in position. This is the only thing that keeps the button in a locked position, is this plate right here. And I'll clear it. And you see this tang for that button, the minute this plate moved to the left.
Then it was released and it slipped back to the neutral position.
Right. And I'm going to clear it again. And now I'm going to do this very, very slowly. I'm going to pull the plate over. The button goes down, plate comes back, and it traps that button. This is what locks these in.
And they all work like that.
All three of these. Now, the clear button doesn't have a slot like that right there. It only has this long triangle all the way to the bottom. That's why it moves this plate just far enough that each one of those tangs will be released. Now watch, I'm going to do this one very slowly. You see it's going down the hypotenuse of that triangle, and then the plate slips back and catches the tang for the button right there.
So that's how they work, but what if they won't lock into place?
This plate is not moving correctly. If it will not lock into place, turn it over without taking the cover off, press your clear button, and make sure this plate comes all the way back to what is my right now when you release the clear button. If it doesn't, this plate is stuck in this position, so that when you push, I'll do this, push the button down, see there's nothing to retain.
Oh, right. So if the plate is stuck due to old grease, crud,
Whatever.
corrosion could do it, stick it into place.
I would first try some silicone spray in there, but you can see that if that plate does not, and see this is with the cover on, you can see this.